Minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. Minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Good evening, everyone. It is Monday night, and it is time for DJNTV to come back once again. We took a week off. Well, we really didn't take a week off. We were kind of busy last week. It was a big week.
Very busy Monday last Monday.
It was a busy Monday. Joining me tonight is Keith KoKoruz. Good evening, Keith.
Good evening, John. Thanks for having me again.
And that'll be the last time I'm going to call you Keith the rest of the night because I will not remember twice. But I wanted to be formal to begin the show.
No worries. You can call me Keith Christopher, or Casey. So whatever is comfortable, I'm good.
Whatever
works. My mother loves all three names.
Ah, that works. That works. So yeah, we're going to be talking about building a better convention tonight with Casey. But before we get into that, I wanted to just take a couple of minutes because last Monday was kind of a big show, and I think most people have heard, but. I wanted to just give a shout out to all the people who were donating and were part of the process. And you can go out to discjockeynews.com/telethon and see the list of all the people who were supporting the show with their donated items and such. But we ended up going, I think the final number was 16,000 and either 190 or 290. I'd have to look.
Amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
You know, for a lot of people that don't think that we are a legitimate industry, to be able to, you know, you and Ron's idea, you were the mastermind behind it. So I tip my hat to you, but you got everybody to donate. You made things happen. And for us to come together in that short of a period, because you did it, what, 2 weeks maybe?
No, it was 5 days.
Okay,
5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You raised $16,000. So good for you, John,
Yeah.
and everybody who got involved. And I think that's amazing. I know that you had me on at 11:30. I think we had 2 viewers because it was the end of the weekend,
It
and everybody wanted to just go home, and they had passed out from eating their Labor Day hot dogs and hamburgers and drinking the last of their summer Budweiser. So that was that.
Yeah. The folks were. It was a long weekend, and we had more than 2 in that last half hour. He still had, I think, about 20, 25, 30. But yeah, Reggie,
awesome.
that cricket is here in the office. He's right on the other side below the window behind me here. And I've tried to go back there and rouse it up a little bit, but that's just not working.
Yeah.
So
you know what else? We'd be remiss not talking about what today is being 9/11. So where were you when you heard the news? I'm just curious. I posted it on my Facebook page. Very few people posted, so I don't know if it's just, it's 16 years ago, but I remember vividly. I was dating a girl at the time. She called and woke me up and said, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I'm just waking up." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "What do you have on TV?" And I literally remember being like half awake, and she goes, I said, "There's like some Chuck Norris or Steven Seagal movie on. They're killing terrorists, or I don't know. There's like a plane going into a building or something." And she goes, "That's not a movie. That's happening in New York." And I remember instantly being awake. And I'm like, "I'll call you back in 10 minutes." And I like flipped on the TV, threw some water in my face, and just was glued to it. And then they suspended all of the air traffic. And I remember going to her flower shop with her mom. We went next door and sat out on like this patio area. I've never heard such an eerie quiet because everybody was glued to their TV at home. There was no air traffic. And I remember hearing 2 jets cruising across, just doing routine patrolling throughout the Chicagoland area. And they were like earthquakingly loud. It was the spookiest thing I'd ever seen. Like I remember that day so vividly. What do you remember about it?
It was I was doing some work in the office and such, and I listened to talk radio. So all of a sudden there was something beeped across the thing saying that the first tower had been struck or there was some kind of a thing. So we hustled around and just basically sat, as you say, glued to the TV. I think we were probably there for the next 3 hours just watching and just in that level of awe that something like that could be happening. And it was that was basically, I think, all that was accomplished that day. For a work day, it didn't happen as a work day for us here. Not at all.
Yeah, no, it was spooky. It was quieter than at night. I felt like I was way out in the country, like super eerie quiet. So that was that.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit earlier. Fortunately, so far, it appears that all of our DJ friends, no one's really reported any major catastrophes other than Jim Robinson from Pomona's boat didn't make it. But if that's the worst thing that's happened to everybody that we know, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, for sure. I've been surprised at how getting the reports and seeing some of the things and from their live streams that some of the friends are sharing. It's like, goodness gracious, that's like we've had almost nastier storms up here at times.
Yeah.
Here, which not to belittle the hurricane at all, but it came through a lot less powerful, I think, for the folks than it could have been.
And some of it's, I think, just luck. A friend of mine, Jeff Green from 84 West Studios, who's and one of the longtime DJ show attendees, he was 100% fine. His neighbor had the porch like over their swimming pool, just poof gone. He did some live streaming and he showed what used to be his neighbor's porch, and it was just history. So that was that. But Jeff, fortunately, when I checked in with him this morning, all was good. He had no damage, and that was that. So now we have to worry about Hurricane Jose, I guess, is the next one to come by.
Yeah, it sounds like it's working its way about the same or similar path.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well,
So that's the news you can use from Just Checking News.
There you are. There's all of our catch up on what's going on. Let's jump into our topic tonight. We're going to talk about creating a better convention. And initially, of course, we were thinking DJ convention, but really, Casey, you've, in your experience in travels and being involved with different things, you have really kind of spread your wings into different areas. So you're observing and seeing different types of conventions, some very successful, some not so successful. And you've been able to really take a lot of those ideas and put those together for what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Well, I feel blessed. I went to my first DJ show in 1989, which was put on by a local music retailer. And the ironic part is it was actually covered, it was reported on in the very first issue of Mobile Beat magazine. Robert Lindquist had come. He had written the book, I think, Spinning probably at the time, not 2000.
Right,
that would have been long before. And I don't know if he spoke there, if he just came to check it out, but it was held here in Chicago by a local retailer. And that was the inspiration that gave me okay, I'm leaving the company that I'm working for and I'm going out on my own. And for 2 years I struggled. And then November of 1992, DJ Times came to Chicago, and I wound up going there as an attendee, and that's where I saw some of the classics like Gary Kasser and Johnny Roz and Andy Ebon and Jeff Green and all these people speaking, John Murphy. And that's where I'm like, holy cow, there's a lot of people doing this for a living. Like, I'm not just going to be a fraternity DJ. And it just got me ramped up that much more, and that was that. So I've been attending shows since about 1990-ish, from when shows weren't shows, they were just whatever. And I've been to some great ones, I've been to some terrible ones. And some of it is style. I get it. Like, I have a different style than some. I went to the Mid-America show and I wanted to jump off of the paddle boats because I just couldn't handle another country line dance. But I was in Louisville, Kentucky, so it was just the wrong place to be trapped in. So that was that.
That was an interesting show.
I met great people, and some of the people may know it. I started the original DJ think tank because I felt as though we weren't getting enough education at shows. So I opened up my Rolodex and initially just started networking with other DJs, and we all got together in Chicago and started talking shop, and that's how that went. And I'm no longer a part of that group. They've gone on to a different, type of entity, and it's wonderful. And I'm super excited that they're still in existence and they're doing really well. But again, I feel like consistently what this industry is looking for is education. And if you look, there are more and more DJs now that are attending Wedding MBA that's coming up in 3 weeks. And why? Because Wedding MBA has speakers from The Knot, from Wedding Wire. They have people that are outside of the immediate floral industry or DJ industry or what have you, speaking to the industry as a whole to say, this is what's on trend. This is what we're seeing. This is what's coming down the pike. And this is what we're seeing millennials are reacting to with regard to websites and immediate gratification and things along those lines. So I'm taking a page out of, I think, multiple shows that I've gone to, both in the industry, or in the immediate disc jockey industry, and then outside of it, such as Wedding MBA, the special event, Social Media Examiner Conference. And I'm fortunate, I live in Chicago. We're the third largest city in the country, and we are a world-class city. We have more than good pizza, deep dish pizza, and hot dogs here. We also have the World Series right now championship Chicago Cubs. So this is a great city to come to, especially in the month of July. So it is in Vegas. So if you're coming here to get hammered and go crazy, this isn't it. But if you really want to come to a great city with a great time of year, Chicago has every amenity that Vegas would have, per se, in a Midwestern kind of a vibe. It's much cleaner than Atlantic City. I mean, everything is cleaner than Atlantic City.
Yeah, that doesn't take much.
The crime scene is cleaner than Atlantic City. But again, I'm trying to do it better. So, and it's no disrespect to any of the other show promoters. It's like anything in life, you always want to, build the better mousetrap, and I believe that I've got a business plan that's going to do that. So that's where we're at.
Casey, before we continue on talking about what we're doing today, let's go back to those very, very early DJ shows, conventions, what have you. And what kind of things did we see or experience then that have evolved over the years to some of the more recent shows?
Well, just from the technology themselves. I mean, when I started, the first show I went to, which was the Sounds DJ show, and I think it was called the Music Expo. I remember, to show you how far back it went, there was a DJ International record label, which was a local house music record label, and the owner of it, or president of it, was getting into an argument with a DJ over the DJ didn't understand why the record labels were producing CDs, because DJs use records and people have record players, and you're doing this just to help Sony and Mitsubishi sell DVD players. And I remember him saying, here's the bottom line. I make more money on a CD than I do on a record. And he said, and here's what it comes down to. The record stores, when they order 50,000 copies, when Tower Records would order for 50,000 copies of Michael Jackson's new album, the record labels changed it. They said, here's the deal. Order 50,000 copies. We will take returns on anything you don't sell in CD form. Anything you buy in record form, you're keeping. So now they made the retailers decide whether or not they felt they were going to sell more CDs or more records. And that's why literally within like 3 months, you saw entire record stores go from record to CD. That was one of the things at the first one. I've seen the CDJ develop. I saw the Beatkeeper. Remember the Beatkeeper? It was a one rack space speedometer, which is now standard in every computer program. It gave you the BPM. I'm from the old school where we took a stopwatch and we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 30 seconds multiplied it by 2, and we were plus or minus a beat. And like, that was it. Now, nobody counts beats that way.
No.
They count the intro. And that's it. And then the other thing that I missed that I'm hoping we'll have at ours, because we're not as expensive as some of the other shows, I used to love going specifically to Atlantic City because they had weird stuff. You could buy roll-up limbo sticks there. You could buy strange props. You could get, at the time before, again, digital, people were selling, it was like a Grateful Dead concert. You could get remixes that you couldn't get anywhere else. And manufacturers at the time always debuted new product at DJ Expo. So it was very cool. And then all the while, I was a sponge. I mean, I sat through every seminar, good, bad, or indifferent, and I still do for the most part, even if I have already experienced 70% of it in the past. So because that 30%, you don't know where it's going to come from. And so it's important at any convention you go to. Listen, you've already flown to whatever city it is, or you've committed to going for the day, even if it's in your home city. Put the imaginary seatbelt on, stay seated, and just pay attention, because you've spent more time on dumber stuff before. Okay? And that's really what it comes down to.
The more time on dumber things. Sounds like
it's true.
It sounds like something that Lori would mention to me. You invested.
Right.
Just following the chat here. I think we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. So yeah. You mentioned, of course, the unusual things that used to be at shows, and that's actually one of the things that I've kind of missed, because now it seems that the last few years, basically what you see at DJ Expo and you see at Mobile Beat have really kind of become kind of homogenized. And
right.
You don't have that excitement of, oh, what am I going to find this year that I didn't know existed? I think it's probably been 3 years since DJ Expo has had anything that was like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that existed, and there it was.
Yeah, weird costumes by Bobby Morgan. Bobby Morgenstein's booth alone was a haberdashery of strange stuff.
Yes, it was.
Back when dual CD players weren't exactly solid, he had the shock pads that he was selling, which they worked. They were weird, big chunks of foam, but they worked. He had all kinds of silver sequin, costuming and all kinds of stuff. He had cool, weird stuff that was popular at the time. The 90s was the interactive time, and that
Yeah.
was that. And it was cool to come to that. Now, yeah, you can find a lot of that on the internet, but it's different when you see it, feel it, touch it, and you even see some goofball using it in a certain way that you're like, okay, I can see this. This is cool. I mean, Flutterfetti used to shoot off, God, it felt like skids of confetti just to keep demoing that stuff over and over again. I haven't seen any confetti company anywhere in forever at a show. So
I think LDI, it was 2 years ago when we were at LDI, it was the last time I saw, and Flutterfetti was the company. Otherwise, yeah, you don't see them. And I wouldn't be surprised this year if we won't see them, because
right,
it's one of those things that have kind of come and gone.
right. The other thing too with our company is it always enamors me that there isn't business related products at a business show. Like you don't see the knot, you don't see wedding wire, you don't see printers, you don't see ad gift specialty companies. Like you don't see business companies at these shows for some reason. And again, I'm going after a little bit different vibe. Year one more than anything else is I'm going to build the best conference I can build. Okay. Depending on the success of the conference will be determined if we go into a full trade show with a conference floor and with a trade show floor. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, and you'll know, and your viewers will know as well. But so far, I am so thankful and so grateful for all of the really, really kind words that people shoot me, that they email me, that they're saying like, "I love what you're doing. I love the blogs. I love the energy." I'm gonna give up going to this show or that show and focus my money on coming to Chicago in July. And I give you my word, I'm going to do everything in my power to show our attendees the best possible conference they've ever been to. And that's really what my goal was.
So one area, Casey, that I know both of us appreciate is kind of that time to network and to be able to talk in the hallways and have some time to be with friends, make new friends, what have you. How are you going to be implementing that concept of networking at this show?
Okay, well, this is going to be a really heavy-duty, education-heavy show, okay? So Sunday night, we're going to have early registration for people to pick up their badges so that I know nobody likes to wait in lines. So I'm hoping Sunday night people will come in early, maybe enjoy Chicago. Sunday evening, early show registration will be open, and then we'll have a whole networking party at the bar. The other thing is this, the hotel naturally has a really long front corridor filled with all of these cool little like 4-piece chair sets that are just designed to naturally plop down and sit so that people I walked the show floor, or I walked the hotel like 2 weeks ago, and I kept saying to Daryl, who's one of my guys, I said, can't you just picture like endless conversations in this hallway? And then the Starbucks inside the hotel has got to hold 40 people. And then there's a little patio area outside. So it's a full service Starbucks right smack dab in front of where our show is going to be held. And I'm like, I just picture all week long people sitting here talking and talking and talking and talking whenever they're not in a seminar. Now, our seminars are going to be in the morning, general business. So it's going to be sales, marketing, internet-driven blogging, social media, customer service, customer experience. And that's going to cover both the disc jockey side of it and the photo booth side of it. Because being a good business person and having good social media isn't limited to one category. After lunch, what's going to happen is we're going to do alternating seminars. So we'll have a disc jockey specific seminar, then a photo booth specific seminar, then a disc jockey specific seminar, and a photo booth. So if you're in one industry but not in the other, you can very easily spend that hour networking. And we're going to have one area specifically set up with tables and cabaret tables so that we're going to encourage that as much as humanly possible, so that throughout the course of the afternoon, people can talk consistently. And then on Monday evening, we have a party starting at 8 o'clock. So we'll be done officially with the seminars at 5. The American DJ Association's National Conference will be there Monday night from 5 until 6. So if you're an ADJA member or considering it, it's something for you to attend. Otherwise, the party starts at 8, so it gives you 3 hours to go have dinner, hang out, do whatever with other colleagues that you may have met. And then the party will go from 8 until whenever it's over. Tuesday, same kind of vibe, morning business, afternoon alternating. But Tuesday night, we have nothing. So Tuesday, you can literally go into the city, you can hang out, you can go to dinner with friends, you can hang out in the hotel lobby all night. It just depends on what you want to do. Wednesday, again, all day in the morning, and then afternoon alternating. And then Wednesday evening, our evening party will be at 8 o'clock. So again, you still have those like 3 hours to have dinner, do all that stuff. I mean, it's going to be action packed, but I'm making sure that we have areas to hang out, talk, converse, and share those awesome hallway ideas. So that's the plan.
Very nice. And now you mentioned Starbucks. What as far as the food for the event? Because that's kind of a big thing. We like to go and eat. Is there something local, or how are we going to be handling food?
The reality is that no, there isn't. There is a McDonald's next door. There is a pizza place around the corner. But as part of your show pass, which we don't have staggered passes, like no matter what, your show pass includes a box lunch every single day. So you will literally walk out of the seminar, head right into a small ballroom. There'll be an assortment of different styled sandwiches depending on your taste, whether it's turkey, whether it's vegetarian, whether it's roast beef. There'll be a variety of different box lunches for you to choose from. And that way, again, you can continue learning, you can continue networking. And again, let's be real, it's a hotel box lunch, so you're not getting a gourmet lunch, but my whole goal is to get you fed and get you learn. My goal more than anything else is I want you to take away more notes and meet more people and conduct more business at this show than you ever did. And for those of you that are experienced DJs that have been coming to these for years, I want you to feel the way that you felt the first year that you went to a DJ show, or the first time you went to special event or wedding MBA or any conference where you opened up your notebook or your iPad and you're like, holy crap, I talked to a ton of people. I learned a lot of stuff. I forgot, how to do this or do that. I'm glad that I went. So that's my goal, because that's what I'm looking for. I've been doing it 20 plus years and I still love to learn. I just need the right place to learn. And right now, again, no disrespect to anyone, Mobile Beat is 6 months out. I don't know one person speaking. I don't know one of their performers. Like, I know that in 6 months, Mobile Beat will happen in March. I don't know anything else. I'm hoping for the sake of the industry that they're all set to go and they're going to do a big major announcement. But, publicly, I don't know one person speaking. I know 3 friends that are speaking that have shared that with me privately. But again, and this isn't any diss on them, it just keeps you scratching your head. Photo Booth has been really open about who's exhibiting, who's speaking. I actually have been asked to speak at Photo Booth Expo on bridal shows and how to succeed in them. So I'm going to be there trying to show people everything that I know about it. I'm giving the same seminar or variation of it at Wedding MBA in about 3 weeks.
Yes.
So, and Marquis will be at both shows. So make sure you come by and say hello, and we'll have a booth there, and I'd love to meet as many people as possible.
Casey, somebody was asking about the show, the cost of the show pass.
Cost of the show pass is $499, which is a little bit more than a lot of the others, and part of that is because we are recruiting a higher level of presenters. But if you go to marquisshow.com, you can punch in under the tickets promo code DiscJockeyNews. You'll save $50 on every pass that you buy. So you can save $50 automatically just by using promo code DiscJockeyNews, which will bring your pass down to $450. And if you take a look at the presenters that we've announced so far, and we've been announcing stuff about the show almost every single Wednesday. We have Alan Berg, who shockingly has never spoken at a DJ show before, never spoken at DJ Times, never spoken at Mobile Beat. He spoke years ago for the American DJ Association in Las Vegas, but it's been years since he spoke at an industry-specific show. Andy Ebon, again, hasn't spoken in years. He's going to be speaking specifically on blogging. My rock star friend and up-and-comer, Brian Bonacici. I fell in love with the guy as a speaker, not this past year, but the year before at DJ Times when he did his speaking debut. And I thought that he was a total rock star.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Cervelli is another rock star that, unless you've been to special events, you've never seen him before. And he was a DJ. He was an MC in New York for like 20 plus years, doing high-end bar and bat mitzvahs, working for EJM, Heart to Heart, Total Entertainment, turned event producer with an entertainment focus. And he's done Billy Joel's wedding, Paul McCartney's wedding. You know, he's the real deal. He's going to be talking specifically on what is trending in the special event industry. We've got Catherine John, who's a former radio personality here in Chicago, that had such a natural connection with her audience that when she left radio, she didn't realize how well networked she was. And so now she actually gives seminars on networking specifically. Matt Windsor, former DJ, actually worked for Denon as well, has gone into the photo business hardcore in the corporate end. And, you know, he's going to be speaking specifically on corporate activations and what his business is about and where photo boothers can increase their market share. Anya Winicka, excuse me, is from the Knot. She's the director of education for the Knot and is going to be speaking specifically about how millennial brides are shopping. I saw her speak last year at the Knot at a Wedding MBA. Was totally blown away by her. Put her on my radar, and I'm so thrilled that she's on board with us and that the Knot has come on as a presenting sponsor, just like this Jackie News as well. And then Bill Vaynerkamp is with Imaging Spectrum, and he day in and day out helps people build their own photo booths, like select the right printer. Imaging Spectrum also owns Darkroom, so he knows the software you're working with, and then he's a professional photographer as well. So he's spoken at PPA before, and like he's the real deal. So again, I've got people that, for the most part, are above the standard DJ show. And again, I'm not saying anything negative about anybody else. I just, if I'm going to be different, and I'm going to offer you a different product and ask you for a few dollars more, I need to give you a better mousetrap, not the same mousetrap, just located in Chicago. So there's that. In addition to that, we've got Jasmine from Hype Productions, two-time Disc Jockey of the Year as our MC. I've got an absolute two amazing disc jockeys so far. We're going to be announcing a third one. So we'll have a different disc jockey every day, spinning a different style of music just to get the mood going and such. So again, I'm just trying to do it better than it's been done in the past, because the industry deserves it. You know, my attendees deserve it, and I'm building the show that I would want to attend.
Sure.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I think that's really something that you can see in your, as you've been doing different larger conventions. You know, you mentioned the social media,
Right.
the Examiner there, Social Media Examiner. Those shows, they do things just a lot different than we do at DJ conventions, just night and day.
They had their opening night party on the USS Intrepid retired. Like, it was on an Air Force carrier. I mean, like, it was amazing. I mean, everything they had. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk was one of like 50 people speaking. And again, things I took away from there, we will have an ambassadorship program available, kind of like an internship. So if you are dedicated to this business, funds are tight, you've got kids, whatever the situation is, and your business isn't my business, okay? But if you want to come and work the show, we're going to be looking for about 20 ambassadors, and they are going to get their passes free of charge under the understanding that they will be there on Sunday night to assist everybody with registration. And then they will also, through the course of the week, be there to help our attendees in any way, shape, form possible, from picking up the garbage in the place so that it's always spotless, helping people make sure that every chair is filled, answering all of the typical attendee questions like where are the bathrooms, where's Starbucks, where's everything. I want to do everything I can to, again, give everybody the best experience possible. And I got the idea from Social Media Examiner. I couldn't get over how many people were there. And I said, so what's the deal? And this one really nice girl at a personal training business said, this is how we do it, this is why we do it, and this is our gig. So
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
totally 100% fantastic.
what a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I should try that with my kids. Could I get them to do work if I call it an ambassadorship?
No, I think you should pull the belt out. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't have children. So I was always that one when my father raised his voice. That's when I moved that much faster.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
One step ahead of the foot coming next.
Yeah. But the show dates officially are July 9th through the 11th. So you want to consider coming into Chicago on the 8th. We're staying at, the show's going to be hosted at the Westin O'Hare Rosemont. You fly into O'Hare every 15 minutes, pretty much from I think 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. They have a free complimentary shuttle bus service on a beautiful coach bus that will pick you up. So all you have to do is pick up your luggage, head over to the shuttle bus there, wait for a clearly marked Westin hotel bus. It'll drop you off every 15 minutes. I think after 10 o'clock, you just have to pick up the phone, call the hotel, and they will send somebody right over. I am fortunate enough, I know the hotel really well. A lot of times when I travel, I will park in their parking lot, take the shuttle bus over. It's amazingly smooth, easy, no matter what the weather is. God forbid it's raining, you can go underneath. It's just a great thing. And the Westin is a 4.5-star hotel. We have single or double occupancy for $155 because we're not in Atlantic City or in Vegas. There is no resort fees. So you're actually paying $155 plus tax, which I can't do anything about the government. But the reality is that that's where we're at. They've got an indoor pool. They've got a bar inside, full service Starbucks. They have a 24-hour fitness center. And then again, for those that like to work out and hustle, they have a thing called Run Westin. And they will actually, they've got pre-designated routes, and they will supply us with a guide for your morning jog. And God forbid you forget your gym shoes, they have a New Balance fitness program. They'll give you a pair of gym shoes to use while you're there, and then you just give them back. So I'm guessing it's like the bowling shoes kind of a vibe, but
I would guess.
God forbid you forget a shirt or pair of shorts or whatever, they've got you covered. So again, this is a great hotel, and at $155, you're going to find when DJs on a budget or that are thrifty, even myself included, go to look in the area. This is going to be the best value, and it's the nicest hotel that I believe a show has ever been hosted. So again, the right vibe, the right feel. I, as the host, will be wearing pants even. I mean, we're going to go first class all the way.
Wow.
So pants. The ones that go all the way down to the ankles, not just to the knees. Pressed even.
Wow. This is a big
Times
thing.
they are a changing.
This is big.
So
that's looking forward to it. It's sounding like it's a great event. You've been putting a lot of work into it, and definitely appreciate how much it is to put these things together because of doing these things.
You've done it.
I've done it, and hearing the scope and what you're working and knowing the behind the scenes of what you've been doing, it's just it's a task, a huge task. So I applaud you for getting the ball to this point, and now it's time to push on through and get more people involved and get that crowd there. And I'm really looking forward to having a DJNTV crew there and having our evening get together one of the nights. Tuesday night sounds like it might be a great time to get together and have a little social time.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. For years, I've heard about disc jockeys complain about shows. And I mean, and that's the nature of the beast, and you can't be all things to all people. But I've listened to all of the complaints over the years about the same speakers or the same hotel, or why are we not in a nice hotel, or how come we can't have a real party, or how come nobody ever talks to DJs about what they want, okay? here's the thing. I'm building what I've heard DJs want forever. Now it's up to the DJ community and the photo booth community, which is still the young little baby that's first walking. For you to step up and go, okay, like we'll put our money where our mouth is because KC has put his money where his mouth is, and is bringing in the right people, and is really doing something. And again, I am not knocking any show. I learn at every single show I learn everywhere. Stupid. I went to a Damon John. In fact, I wrote about it this month in Disc Jockey News. I went to one of the Damon John success things. The one key phrase that I took away is, "Don't let your ego become your amigo." And that's all I can. Like, I had it. I wanted to tattoo it to my hand because we've all done it. We have a great weekend. We can rock any party. And when he said, "Don't let your ego become your amigo," I'm like, this was worth spending 2 hours in alone.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one phrase. But again, I go to them all. I love Anthony Robbins. I've seen everybody speak, and I admit I love the books. I love the CDs. I love the DVDs. I've bought them all. I've critiqued them all, and I always take something out of it. Even if there's something not to take out of it, what I take away from it is I'm above that level, and I thank God every single day that He's given me the knowledge to be able to do this for a living. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Good stuff. TheMarquisShow.com. We've got that link in the description. You'll have to hit refresh because I didn't have it on there because I forgot to put it in earlier. And then we put it in the chat just a little bit ago, so you guys can click on that to check it out. Let's see, the chat looks good. They were talking about the Jitney bus experience from Atlantic City.
You know what? I like the Jitney bus experience. I only jumped on it twice, but I thought the fact of the matter was that I thought it was pretty quick and cool, and I actually think DJ Times did a good job. So, I never had to wait more than 2-3 minutes, and the ride was only 2 or 3 minutes, so
yeah,
I had no problems with it. And when they said they were having what do they call it, a busing service? I was expecting like a motor coach, like the big old Greyhound honking thing. So that was a little bit deceiving, but they also said there were 6,000 people there. So, maybe to them a jitney this big is, the size of a motor coach based on their badge thing. So what are you going to do?
Depends on how it's measured. But yeah, that was kind of fun. And of course, we had the DJNTV jitney on Tuesday night that carried the crew around. So that was kind of cool.
Is that like taxi cab confessions?
Peter, one of the guys in the chat with us tonight, Hubcap dude, has a jitney bus, and he drove the crew around on Tuesday night back to the hotel. So
very cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Very cool. Anybody have any questions? Anything at all?
I haven't seen anything. It looks like things they're just chatting about that and such.
We have answered every question every DJ in the world has.
I think I think it's one of those things we're far enough away that it's really just the idea of that it's there, and then people can put it on that schedule and start making plans to go. And we've had the conversation in prior videos that I've done where we're 9 months out now?
Something like that.
About 9 months out. So if a person takes $50 a month and throws that to the side, basically, even at this far out, you've got your money for the show pass, in essence. If
you're a halfway decent disc jockey and you get $50 tips every time, 9 of them covers the cost of it, and lunch is included. And so now you just have to get here. And, that's it. And lunches and dinners and breakfasts, you pay for that at home anyway. So O'Hare is an inexpensive hotel or inexpensive airport to get into. I've done it in my early career days where I've shared hotel rooms with other DJs. And
that was a question I was going to ask, if they were double occupancy rooms or what they were.
Single or double, either or. So, that's that. Early in the spinning days, I remember we piled, I think, 8 people into one hotel room, 9 people into one hotel room, co-ed, which was that was like MTV's Real World
personified
the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
That was some crazy drunken mess. But it was good times. DJ times Trump Taj Mahal back in the day.
Yep.
Those were some very good times.
Oh yeah. We did a few shows like that in Vegas where we had 6 of us stuck in a room, and now when Lori and I travel, it's like, yeah, we want a room all by ourselves where it's quiet, and if it hits 10 o'clock and we're shot, we're going to sleep.
I get it. I totally 100% get it. So it'll be very strange for me staying in a hotel at a DJ show in my hometown, and I only live like 15 minutes north of the hotel, maybe 20 minutes north. So, but hopefully I will be exhausted from a great week of 1,000 attendees coming through the door and learning a lot and helping grow their business. So that's the goal.
Casey, someone has mentioned here, DJ Diamond mentioned they would like to see more communication with updates and such. Is there the Facebook group would probably be the best spot for them to go, correct?
Well, we just started a Facebook group called the Marquee Show Community, and it is facebook.com/groups/Marquee, MARQUEE.
I'm going to get that
show community.
I'm going to get the link for that.
So everybody can chat that way. And if, you see old friends, you could probably figure out how to share a room, or perhaps if you're coming from a certain area, you guys can travel together. And then every day there's tips and tricks and everything else. Every Wednesday, we announce something about the show, a speaker, one of the DJs, where the parties are being held, something, a new sponsor being involved, whatever it might be. Pretty much since we went live with this, we've announced something every single Wednesday, and we're going to continue to. If you go to the news, and I think it's the news page on our website, we also on Mondays and on Fridays post educational blogs that are written by our presenters, some of which are also disc jockey news writers like Brian Bonacisi and Alan Berg and myself. So there's tons of education on our site. And then every Wednesday you can check back. It's also facebook.com/Marquee Show. If you don't want to chat, you can just follow us on that. And again, we announce all of that. And throughout the course of the week, I am a big fan of motivational memes. So there's tons and tons and tons of information. You're smiling, which means somebody said something.
the memes and such, it makes me chuckle.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, it's nothing. I'm just copying, putting links up there and such.
Got it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of memes. I dig them. Yep. They're a simple way to get a point across, and it works. So that's that. But tickets are on sale, and we'd love to have everybody come. And if anybody has any ideas or any concerns or anything at all, they can email info@marqueeshow.com. It'll come directly to me. Everybody pretty much knows how to get in touch with me via social media, which is Keith KoKoruz. And, since my career started, I've never ignored anybody. So you have a question, a concern, anything, any way that I can help you. I was kind enough to have that type of mentorship offered to me, and I've always tried to offer it back. If you talk to most people, they'll tell you I'm not nearly the jerk that my reputation precedes me with. So, that's all. I said, I'm not like Ivan Drago from Rocky IV, where I'm like, he dies. I'm like, 2 steps down, more like Goodfellas. That's all. So, just depends. If you're a good fellow, you're fine. If not, you get whacked.
Oh, fun. Good stuff. Links I've been putting your links for the Facebook in the chat where you guys can click on those. Otherwise, the Marquee Show is in the description of the video. You can check that out. Casey, we've got a bounce here. Thank you much for being on, and we're looking forward to next July and coming into Chicago and hanging out for a few days.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me on, John. Yep. Great talk.
Yep, great talk. We'll be back in about 10 minutes here with our Monday night show. The second one, you can go to DJNTV.com's or Facebook page. Just check your News TV Facebook page and find a link there. We'll see you in a few minutes.